Yes, my viewers and subscribers, you know the right thing to do before we get into this review. Please hit that like button, leave a comment in the comment section. For my new viewers, hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notification for your latest news and reviews.
The device is being processed by detectives as part of a high-level probe. 9 men from the church remain in jail this afternoon. The men remain behind bars as police investigators intensify their probe into the killing of 2 church members during a ritual on Sunday evening. The deceased male and female were murdered by fellow church members as part of what's believed to have been a human sacrifice. A third member of the church was killed by the security forces when he allegedly attacked them with a knife. Among those in custody is the leader of the church. It's understood that an aspect of the police investigation is also focused on the source of funding of several senior members of the church. The church leader is to be interrogated by police investigators in the coming days about the circumstances in which 2 people were stabbed to death in the incident. Head of the Corporate Communication Unit of the JCF, Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, told the News Center today that the police expect to lay criminal charges in connection with the grisly killings inside the church. 3 people were also wounded during the bizarre church ritual. They remain in hospital this afternoon receiving treatment. Among the wounded is a man who has stab wounds and was found begging for his life when the security forces invaded the church on Sunday. The church is located in Albion, St. James.
Dr. Kevin Ho Simmons, Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries rake in close to $1 million per week from offerings, consultations, and spiritual encounter, the Gleaner has learned. Ex-members say Pathways International was controlling congregants from Mobe cult incident charged for breaching DRMA. Radio Jamaica News has been informed that most of the congregants from Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries of Montego Bay, St. James, who were detained following Sunday's deadly incident, have been charged under the Disaster Risk Management Act. So far, 30 women and 10 men, including the leader of the church, have been charged for being out on a no movement day. They remain in custody along with the pastor of the church and a female member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Her service pistol has been seized for ballistic testing. Investigators are still collecting statements to determine the persons who should be charged with the murders of 2 congregants killed as part of a ritual. A third person was shot dead by the police. 3 persons have also been hospitalized. The police said they were called to the building by an injured congregant. The woman was reportedly injured after she disobeyed instructions given to her by leaders of the religious group. It's reported that other information was provided that led the police to believe that persons were at risk. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson has said the police prevented a potential mass killing of women and children. 8 male members and the pastor of Pathway International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in St. James, where 2 people were killed on Sunday night in a bizarre ritual, remain in police custody as detectives contemplate what charges they should be slapped with. At the same time, an appeal yesterday made to members of the organization to donate money to retain attorneys for head of the church, Dr. Kevin Anthony Smith, and other members. The amount being sought is $30,000, and the notice on the crowdfunding site stated that Now is the time to stand up against our adversaries. 42 members of the church, including the 9 men, were arrested after the police, on their approach to the building in Albion, was fired upon. The first team of police that arrived was shot at, and so they waited on reinforcements to come. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Henderson told the Jamaica Observer on Monday, "We were very concerned that some form of ritualized killing was going to take place here, and so we did an entry last night, Sunday night. We found that there were a couple of people who had been injured by other members of the church," the police commissioner added. He said that 2 members of the congregation were killed in what is alleged to be human sacrifice, while another member was killed during the confrontation with the police. 31 women who were taken into custody were charged with breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act and given bail. According to the Senior Superintendent of Police, Stephanie Lindsay, who heads the Constabulary Corporate Communications Unit, 14 minors who were at the church at the time of the incident are being held in state care. The horrific incident sent shockwaves around the island and brought into focus the pastor, who places the titles His Excellency and Bishop before his name. The organization's Facebook page states that Smith is a highly distinguished Jamaican-born child prodigy, entrepreneur, and globe traveler to over 94 countries worldwide. It states too that his extraordinary achievements has made him a respectable and recognizable global influential force and world leader in and throughout Christendom and the corporate sphere, all accomplished under the age of 30. Additionally, the Facebook page says Smith is the visionary behind the King's Oracles International Incorporation, and he presides as the chief special advisor sought after by many visionaries and dignitaries for insight towards the path of holistic transformation. It also states that Smith is the president and founder of KOS Deliverance International, the ministry vehicle that has taken him throughout the world, and he is a sitting member of the International Council of Pentecostal Bishops, where he serves as a regional bishop on the board. Yesterday, it emerged that Sunday night's ritual had its foundation in Smith's anti-vaccine crusade. Church members were summoned to a 3-day convention, told to turn their cell phones off and leave them at home, and attend dressed in white. One female member of the church, who had requested anonymity, told the Observer on Monday that she was getting ready to enter the church to join her daughter and son when she saw a fellow congregant throat being slashed. "It was very intense when I saw blood and the young lady fell. I said, 'This is it for me,' and I walked away. I could not stay. I couldn't. What pushed me away, as a matter of fact, when I started to put one and one together, I saw 2 lady church members jump the fence. So I said, 'No, this can't be right.' And those 2 were normally close to the pastor," the woman said. She said she was adhering to the leader's no cell phone policy for the convention. She was forced to beg a resident of the community for a phone call to request a ride home and help a teenage member to also escape. Another female member of the church told the Observer that Smith's many Facebook messages instructing his congregants to leave their phones at home to ensure the ark doesn't leave them was normal. She said that the animals seen around the premises and were also alleged to be inside the building were destined to be in the pastor's ark. Sources told the Observer that the building contained a lot of valuable items, along with a wide variety of perishable food and livestock. There is also a room designed to resemble an ark and cellars filled with more food items, one source said. Inside the building, alongside bloodstains that were a vivid reminder of what took place Sunday, were several phones wrapped in aluminum foil and bags with personal items for many of the congregants. Mobe religious leader still in custody as some congregants facing DRMA charges released. The majority of the 40 congregants from Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries of Montego Bay, St. James, who were detained following Sunday's deadly incident, have been released after being charged under the Disaster Risk Management Act. The 30 women and 10 men, including the leader of the church, were charged for being out on a no-movement day. The pastor of the church is among 10 people still in custody. Radio Jamaica News was informed that the service pistol of a female member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, who reportedly opened fire on the police when they swarmed the compound on Sunday night, was seized for ballistic testing. Investigators are still collecting statements to determine the person who should be charged with the killing of 2 congregants as part of a ritual. In an update to Radio Jamaica News on Tuesday afternoon, Assistant Commissioner Clifford Chambers, head of Area 1 Police Headquarters, said the congregants are cooperating with the investigators and have provided statements. ACP Chambers said the leader of the church is being investigated for several offenses. However, he was tight-lipped on the details, only saying the police were waiting on investigators to put the case file in a more cogent way before we speak to the charges that he will be facing. Dennis Brooks, Senior Communications Strategist for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, has said based on information received, radicalization of the leaders of the Pathways International Religious Group occurred in the last few months. By all indications of what persons have been saying, the church has not always been this way, and as a result, the organization has a strong membership in St. James. There have been things that have been said in recent weeks. In recent months, there has been possible a shift in the church's doctrine or such, and it has been a cause for concern, and Sunday night it came to a horrific end. Mr. Brooks would not confirm claims that the ritual was linked to the COVID-19 vaccine. However, he said he suspected that might have been an issue for the leadership. Mr. Brooks, who was a guest Tuesday on the morning agenda on Power 106, disclosed that 144 congregants were summoned to the church from as early as Friday in preparation for a special service on Sunday based on end-of-time teachings. He said the public should hear over the next few days the activities that were taking place at the church as part of a ritual preparation for the departure of an ark. The ark reference is similar to the one built by Noah in the Bible, in which he saved his family and 2 of every kind of animal from a flood. Makeoff Jarrett, the elder brother of 39-year-old Tanika Gardner, the woman whose throat was slashed during a sacrificial ritual at Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in Paradise, Montego Bay, St. James on Sunday, said he warned his sister that he was having misgivings about Bishop Kevin O. Smith when the Gleaner visited Gardner's family home in Kingston, St. James yesterday. Her brother and other family members were still in shock, still trying to process the brutal manner in which she was killed. Jarrett told the Gleaner that he attended the Pathway International Church on more than one occasion at the invitation of his sister. However, he said that he was not impressed by how Smith led the services, so he stopped attending and also urged his sister to cut ties with the church. My sister is very humble, very hardworking, and she believes in God. But since she has been attending that church, it looked like she got controlled by the pastor, charged Jarrett. She has been attending that church from a long time, even after she leave up here and go live in Flankers. According to Jarrett, on his first visit to the church, he felt something was not right when he saw large sums of money being tossed on the ground in a manner that was lacking in reverence. I said, no, it's like all the members are pay some dues or something, Jarrett said. After them drop all of them money, I see a lady come and take up everything. I was shocked because I see more man all drop them entire wallet. That time the pastor him just sit down like him as some king or God. Me all hear them have fear call the man His Excellency. So me I say something not real. So I stop go there. Them even I try invite me and my wife back up there. But no sir, me never go back because something not real, added Jarrett. He said that other things that did not sit well with him, including the fact that Smith sometimes spoke with different accents and dressed like characters seen in African movies. Even when you go at the church, if you even want to go a bathroom, you have to ask permission. It's like everybody in a prison and him are the king for the prison. Gardner was one of 3 persons who died at the church on Sunday, with at least 2 having their throats slashed by a male church member. A 3rd person reportedly died as the police stormed the location to bring an end to the bloody affair. Jarrett said one of his aunts had joined Gardner at the church and they would get angry at him whenever he told them about his discomfort with the manner in which service were being conducted. I don't know how true it is, but me hear say my auntie witnessed the man cut her throat, so me want to know how she feel right now. Me sure she can't face we after this. Jarrett also told the Gleaner that some time ago, one of his uncles got sick and was encouraged to visit Smith for prayer. However, when he went there, he was told he had to make an appointment and that he would have to pay for the service. According to Jarrett, his sister's death is haunting him and he is finding it difficult to sleep. He also said that he has not told his mother, who is very ill, about his sister's demise out of fear that it could make her condition worse. Jarrett is happy that Smith is in custody and he wants to see him face harsh justice for his sister's death, which he is holding him accountable for. Them man they are devil, he said, of persons associated with the church. Him no fi out a door, them fi stay a prison and don't come out. Them kind of people they can't depend the society. Up to late yesterday, no charges had been laid for the deaths, although a number of persons, including the church leader, remain in police custody.